All right, I'm going to try to do this. We'll see what happens. I've been sort of messing up, but anyway, I'm going to do the modeling with sinusoidal functions. Now, it seems to be on my little scorecards where people are having difficulties. So let me just doink on it, and then it says go to student view. Okay, so now they tell us that we have a sine b plus bt plus d. So to look at that, okay, anyway, so here's this problem. It says whatever his name is has been observed in stock over the few years, and we want to write it in the form, the price of it over the course of the year, a plus b sine t plus d. So now what they're saying is at t equals 0, it's at its average, but now the curve is going to go down, and then it's going to come up, and it's going to go down. And so the curve looks like that over the course of the year. So that tells you that A is going to be negative. Why? Because it's going down. Sine goes up. This goes down. Put a minus sign. There you go. D is the average value. So that would be this sort of midline thing. So just from this, D is 3.47. And now the amplitude would be 1.5, because that would be the difference between these two numbers. However, since it's going down, you got to slap a little minus sign action on it. Anyway, so we know A is equal to negative, I'll just put a little minus there, 1.5. Hopefully get a little better penmanship over time. But anyway, so let's just try to plug it in. We got our A, negative 1.5. Oh, we don't have B yet, do we? D, 3.47. Now B, you got to think to yourself, okay, this thing is yearly. It's days. So there's 365 days in the year. So B has to be 2 pi over 365. So that way when t equals 365, it cancels and you get your 2 pi, which is the key, because sines and cosines repeat themselves every 2 pi. So our b is equal to 2 pi over 365. Right. Anyway, so now I'm going to hopefully get the little calculator thingy to work, and we'll see what we get here. Or this thing. I just touch here. I gotta get rid of my screen, and we get negative, go away screen. Oh, I don't think I can do this. Oh, we'll see what happens. Okay, we got negative 1.5. I guess I do need the screen. Negative 1.5, and then cosine, and then I need parentheses, which would be that doggy right there. Okay, that's cool. Now I need my b to be 2 pi, so I'll just go to my fraction thing, and I got my 2, and then I need to pull this down. This is awkward as crap. Pi over 365, and then I gotta kind of move to the right, hopefully, and I can put my t there. Yeah, no, I gotta use t because they're using t, right? Because that's your input variable, as opposed to an x, which would be sort of your. Okay, good. Got to the outside, and then we're gonna put plus. Hopefully, we got a little plus sign. Plus 3.47. 3.4. Oops, 3.47. And hopefully we will hear that sound that we've all known and love. Get my volume up, hopefully. See what we got here. Not quite right. Okay, so let's, anyone see the mistake we made, or I made? My bad. It said sine, and I wrote the words cosine, so hopefully it'll let me get rid of that. And I'll just see if it'll let me do this now. And I apologize for that. That's just kind of what happens sometimes, I guess. Yay! Got the sound, man. Got the sound. Gotta love it. So I guess I gotta do some wholesale erasing here. Here's another sample. This one has cosine. I figure I'll include one with sine and one with cosine. So anyways, it says Kaliska, or whatever how you pronounce the name. The vertical height above the center of the rope, okay, r of t is a function of time, can be modeled by the sinusoidal function. Now, I don't know if you recall, I think it was Dax, said, well, it's sinusoidal, but sinusoidal means sines or cosines, because the only difference between a sine and cosine is where you're starting on it. So they're both sinusoidal. But anyway, so you're starting at 0, which is, where you normally start. And anyway, so after pi over 12, it gets to 1, it gets to a height of 60, and so that's half its maximum. So 60 would be right there. So 60 would also be D. And 60 would also be A. So that kind of all works out. Why? Because, in other words, this distance from here, that's like half, and that's 60, and then it's another 60 up top. So the maximum would be 120, or 120 centimeters. Anyways, so that kind of works out for us. Now our B, we know that pi over 12 is this time from here to here. Well, that's 1/4, right, of a period. So the period, if we just multiply that by 4, we get pi over 3. I don't know what's happening here. Pi over 3. So that's the period of the jump, or the rope going around and around. So what does B have to be? Well, B times pi over 3 has to equal 2 pi. So that's how I always figure it. The book does it slightly different. The book just throws it underneath there. But anyway, so the pi's cancel, and so B is equal to 6. So if you think about it, pi over 12, and then you multiply that pi over 3. Okay, so if we multiply that by pi over 3, we in fact get our 2 pi, which is what we want. So we said our B was 6. So we've got our A, 60. We got our cosine as cosine, and our D is 60 also. So let's try to put that in here. Let me give it a whirl. So we've got 60. And now we got doink cosine. I hate that thing. Okay, but we do need parentheses, so let's just put in parentheses and go back down to here so make sure we know what we're doing. And it's just 6, so that's easy enough. So need the keyboard though. Where's my keyboard when I need it? 6, and we got to use the letter T. And then get rid of the keyboard again. And then plus, where you little plus sign, plus 60. And if all goes well, we'll get our friend the sound again. No. Okay, we got to get some help. Oh. I forgot the minus sign. Okay. Is everyone okay with that? You see how I have it down there? Cosine. This is kind of classic. Not smart. Cosine goes like that, right? Our curve starts here. So it has to be minus. So I forgot the minus sign at the start. So let me just go back to the start here, because our goal is to show calculator. I don't know, man. I just want to get back. Oh, here we go. Now it's letting me do it. So the old minus sign. It'll do it every time. And here we go. Yay! Sorry about that. It's, it was like I knew it, but I just didn't put it in. Talk to you later. Bye.